StarClan's possibly non-existent method of judging cats to decide which afterlife they should go to has been criticized a lot, with cats like Ashfur being accepted into the ranks of StarClan, while others like Frecklewish and Juniper Claw are exiled to the Dark Forest. But is this system really broken, and if it is, can it be fixed? Before we begin though, this video does include minor spoilers for The Power of Three, The Broken Code, and Mapleshade's Vengeance, so just be warned. To analyze this subject, we need to first look at the arguments. One of the most notable cases is Ashfur, who was accepted into StarClan despite having tried to murder Squirrelflight's kits just because she'd refused to be his mate 6 books earlier. Yeah, not exactly the most understandable excuse. However, he was still led into StarClan despite his crimes, with Bluestar insisting that he needed to stay there for a reason. Only there doesn't seem to have really been a reason, at least not a good one, since Ashfur then used his position as a member of StarClan to kind of possess an army of dead warriors, and try to murder everyone in the clans and take them over for himself. Nice guy, right? Then on the other paw, there's Frecklewish, the first one. She was banished to the Dark Forest, even though a lot of people insist she never did anything wrong. But did she? Well, maybe. After Mapleshade and her kits were exiled from ThunderClan and Mapleshade's Vengeance, which was more of Oakstar's fault than Frecklewish's, honestly, Frecklewish watched on without any help as Mapleshade's kits were swept away by a flooding river. This sounds pretty vilifying, but in reality, what was she supposed to do? If she'd leapt into the river to save them, she probably would have been killed too, since she couldn't swim. Similarly, there's Juniper Claw. Although he did do some bad things, such as poisoning SkyClan's fresh kill pile, he did redeem himself in the end and was mostly forgiven by ShadowClan. But StarClan seemed to have a different opinion as they exiled him to the Dark Forest, which, although it might have been kind of necessary for the next arc's plot, was completely unfair in my opinion. There's lots of other cases of misjudgment than these, but these are probably just the most commonly discussed in the fandom. So is StarClan's judgment system flawed? In my opinion, yes, but there's not much use in saying something is wrong unless you have a way to fix it. So let's fix it! Before we begin though, I think it's important to note that StarClan themselves are more or less just regular cats. Even if they're not alive anymore, they still aren't much wiser than the clans themselves. They're not all-knowing and they can make mistakes every now and then, such as sending cats to the wrong afterlife. But I think this could be avoided if there was a concrete method of judgment instead of whatever it was we saw in One Star's confession. But how can we make it better? Well, there could be one highly respected cat who takes each character into consideration and decides where they should go after death, but they could always make a mistake every now and then, like I mentioned before. So I think a better idea would be to have a sort of council of 10 to 15 widely respected cats, maybe 2 or 3 from each clan, and every time a cat dies, the council could look at their entire life, what they've done right and what they've done wrong, and then hold a vote, similar to the way the clans vote on new amendments to the Warrior Code, but to decide whether the cat in question deserves StarClan or not. There would be of course exceptions to this rule for cats like Firestar or Darktail, who have done so much good or so much bad in their life that there's not much question of where they should go to. I think a system like this would greatly help to prevent more good-willed cats from being wrongly judged and sentenced to the Dark Forest, as well as to prevent ones with evil intentions from being led into StarClan and maybe, I don't know, trying to destroy and take over the clans. This is of course just my opinion, so let me know if you have any more ideas or fixes for this new method in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching, and as always, may StarClan light your path.